This is DG Vision Network.
This is still DG Vision Network. Like I promised you earlier, we have in the house today an honorable. He's not just in title, but also in his personality. He's from the eastern part of the country, but he's a member of the Lagos House of Assembly. Please join me to welcome Honorable Emeka Idimogu. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having me.
All right. Let us start from the very beginning. According to a layman, an Igbo man, a member of the Lagos House of Assembly, how did the journey start and how was it all through?
It's a long story, but I'll just make it brief and short. Well, for me, I have one belief: there's nothing God cannot do. Yes, I was once a banker. I'm not sure the name of the bank, so that yes. And along the process, I led banking to business. I always loved meeting people. I love marketing. I enjoy, you know, as a bank, you want to succeed actually, you must market. Every other department in the bank, just for me, the core thing about banking is marketing. Even in every business, you would have come back meeting me. So, along the line, when I was doing my business also, some of my friends have always told me, my guy Jude, I don't think you belong to this business. The way, it depends. Some people see you more than you see yourself. And yes, I've always lost the ambition to really see what I can do for others. Me, I have loved it. So at a point, I asked myself, I want a larger platform to serve humanity, service. Yes, I'm from Imo State. From Ituboma, Imo State. My growing up was tough in the sense that have you grown up as an orphan before? You know what it is. When you have lost your parents at the age of 8-9 years, you know what it is. You're just like an errand boys to others until you find your feet. Yes. But it helps. So, well, once I finished my school in the East, and naturally every Easterner wants to come to Lagos. So yes. Came to Lagos, the help of my senior sister, then I went to Methodist Boys High School. I finished from Tech here. I did accounting. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountant today. I also went to Ambrose University to also have a place in accounting. I did that was my MBA last year. I did marketing. So, but the truth is that I've always wanted to meet people. I want to serve in back to the society. So in my own little way, before I joined politics, I've always had, but I never knew I can do it in the States. That's one thing. I've always dreamed, let me go back to my states and see how, even at a point, I've told, I think 2011, I've told my people in the village that I want to come out, and everybody was expecting me when that time comes. But most times, I just discovered that the funds are not always there. I know that this common principle, they will tell you, if you have not served the big fish or the politician, you don't know how to, you don't know how to enter the system. They believe that you must serve it, you must carry their bag before you can be. But I think my own case is an exception. Like I always say, there's nothing God cannot do. I just have the belief and trust. So along the line, a friend of mine who always discovered that knows all this my, I would say ambition, trying to do this. When I went to Imo State there, I came back, blah blah, enough money and stuff like that. When it was close to 2014, okay, 2013, So I had a challenge with my personal business I was running. I was doing good change then. I was the first vice chairman of Good Change Association of Nigeria, Southwest Zone. So in Ireland, with my kind of lifestyle, I'm popular. People know me. In my church, they know me. It says it, I'm popular in the church. They know me. I'm this kind of person. I don't like hiding myself. I like coming out my community. Even at the point that I was my CD, the Imo State CD, then I was the first vice chairman. Normally, you could say, no. You say, remember, you cannot be the chairman when you come. But I always believe in humanity. I don't believe that whatever you can do today, after God is human beings that can do for you. So, where I live in Okafa, to be precise. If you know Kino Market, I always stay very close to that side. Where you have this mass burial, that's the place I live. That's I live at that, that's the name of the street. When I was living there, the road was bad. So, but like my kind of person, I was lucky. I made small money while I was still in business. I was making money. But the challenge that I must reach out to people. So even in the church, my environment, they know me in terms of harvest in the church, kind of trying to be a little bit, you say, a charity person. You know, little you can do. Besides, I'm a knight of St. Luba and a knight of a Catholic church. We are always trained to be charitable, no matter what. We just believe that your calling, you must give back to the society, no matter how it is. So, where I live, go ahead and build the house. As at that time, the road was bad. I want to open my house. So it was a challenge. How do I go about it? So I would not tell, how can I have this kind of house? I'm calling my friends and they come, you have this kind of house. And so what the roads is, so what do you do? So I have to ensure that road is fixed. Not by tying it, but grade it. But I was trying to get the local government to help me to do that. It was difficult. So I had to go through the private means, hiring a private contractor or private firm and get it done. So I never knew what I did was like. It was a tonic to my community. Who is this man that is coming to this? Is he a government official? Imagine I graded our roads, blah, blah, blah. I never knew. I just did it for my convenience and probably people that visit me. But you see, that's to tell you, Nigeria likes when you give something to the society. So that road and the other one, so I had to privately, I did it. Then I'm this type that I believe in Nigeria, it's me. I believe that's me, my person. Come to my house, you can have a Nigerian flag. I have my Arsenal flag, that's Arsenal flag.
No wonder.
Yes, I feel like that. So those that knows me always come, it's a Nigeria. Because I always believe that nobody can build for us. It is us that must to make our country what we want it to become. And I always believe that there is a future from every Nigerian that believes in this country and stays and weather it together. Not by running away. Run away, by the time you are coming back, your colleagues are doing your past. Yes. Yeah, your colleagues might go and think they are doing better, but with time you will discover that when they are coming, they come a visitor, you will be the one showing them way if you have stayed. But there's nothing wrong with you traveling, coming back, but to abandon your home entirely and looking for green pastures elsewhere. For me, people are different. I believe I must ensure this country succeed. My own little capacity I can do. So, a friend of mine, my neighbor, said, Hon Jude, what of those your issues you were trying to go to the east to do that time? Election is coming again. I said, okay. So I don't that made me start thinking. It's okay. Can't I try it in Lagos State? That was how the village came. Then I'm a registered member of PDP, but in my state. my fear was, is it possible in Lagos State? So I couldn't find the answer yet. Till one day I joined the party in Lagos State here. That is PDP. I joined PDP, attending their meetings and stuff like that. There was a leader I met. I asked him, can I contest? Why not? And it was that, truly, I was coming from the business angle, remember? Former banker, a businessman and stuff. And I felt, and I saw some people parading themselves that I'm sitting down doing nothing, watching them, they want to present themselves for leadership. My personal assessment is, but I'm better than all these people. What am I sitting down doing? Jude, why not offer yourself? That was how. When I asked this leader, he told me, yes, you can do it. Then I remembered, oh, so after all, my wife is here, my woman, so what is there? So even by marriage, I'm part of it. So why not give it a try? That was how this journey started. And God will have it. I joined PDP and fight for the positions. And as God will have it, I was the only non-indigene coach out of 4 Yorubas, indigenes that contested with me in terms of primaries. My first primary, 2 fall out of the way. Okay, 3 fall out of the way. So just me and one other guy. We tied. So when we had it the second time, we run and he match. And that was how God made it today. I won that election then, 2015. It was not easy in the sense that Jonathan lost. PDP then we have this, we believe so much in normally in Nigeria, the politics of Nigerians, you know that a party that's a ruling party always have an edge over the opposition. Apart from they believe they have resources, they have the contact, they have the logistics, everything is within them, so they control, the power is there. So but in my own case, the election is president, senate and reps. They did their own first, then 2 weeks our own. Jonathan lost. When he lost, it was like the world has come to an end. So sincerely for me, I felt sick for 2-3 days because Jonathan lost. I was sick. So the fear of unknown for me. And sincerely, I will tell you, it was the greatest risk I've ever taken in my lifetime, which I can remember. Because I had little on what I told you, I have a challenge in my business. So business was not forthcoming. So I just discovered I have plenty of time within myself. So, okay, what do I use this time for? That was when a friend of mine invited me to their meeting and I picked interest. It was when my business was, I won't have so, but it's like now, nobody knows you politically. But they know you as a social man, maybe church member, you are doing this as a citizen, or maybe somebody they know, but they don't know you as a politician. So it's a 2 different things. Then when you now bring out yourself, say you want to contest election, an Igbo man, and some of my Igbo people say, are you okay? How can an Igbo man in Yoruba land as a boy in Lagos? I'm sure this man is just like how to waste his money. So that was just the thing. But inside me, I was just telling myself, it is possible. And besides, I will tell you nothing but the truth. The house I live, when I was doing this, I used it to mortgage money. When you mortgage, you have to take a loan. And bank put it on sale. It's at that moment. I look at things, we're too tired. This money I have now, if I invest in this politically, what happens if I don't? But as a thought of some people, me, I made up my mind, so I'm going to gamble in this. And if I win, I'll recover. But if I lose, I've told myself I'll go to my village. Yes, I told
go back home.
But yes, it's true. I said, Everything I have, I put them together. I said, I'm going to stake this. I was confident. I believe that, like I said, my motto, there's nothing God can do. You have to make up your mind what is not halfway. Then, my wife assisted me as a bandit. She's from a very prominent family, Kuku's family. Though they are not political family, but business family, they are well known. Initially, when I want to do my banner, or in fact my banner, let's say my banner, I did not discuss with my wife, that's the truth. Because you know women, at times when you tell them, this fear of, oh, that the why this, what I just did was, when I made up my mind, I went and printed my first banner, or banner first to take somewhere. Well, I asked myself, how will I do my own banner different from normal banners?
That is everywhere.
Yes, everywhere. So an idea came to me. I said, okay, remember my name on my truth. My wife inside. I now did the banner. My first banner, I put my picture big and put my wife behind, below it. So you find myself and my wife beside. And the reason why I did that, because she's around my side. And I wrote my name as a knight. And we just write body brother to just say Jude Emeka Idimogu. You know, normally some of them, time we don't contest election, whether you have won or they put honorable, blah, blah, even if you have not won. And I put her own name, Lady Idimogu Roslyn Enito Kuku. Put that on my left. My idea was that, so that anybody that sees that banner is okay, the white fish will buy and then. So I must tell you, when I opened that banner first, when my wife was in, what is this? I now capture her interest into whatever I become. It must be incorporated. Two of us must do it together. While that we're together, we'll sing together in this issue. So, at a point, it was, you know, I said, look, when I started pushing was going back, I said, let me tell you, this particular journey will define our future as husband and wife. To define it. If I lose this thing, find your woman and find my, because for me it was my last card. My house was on sale already, the bank have placed it. What will I do? I know that way people might will run go to his village now. Where do I start? And I have debtors I have not paid. I mean to them money I supposed to give them. I said no, hold on. I took that. It's like, have you gambled before? The truth that if you're not a gambler, you can't do politics. You cannot bring out your mind and stake it. You cannot. If you are one person that no, I keep this one this side, so that you keep. If you are involved, you involve fully. That's just how you pray God help you. However, if God doesn't help you, that does not, if you fail, does not mean God did not help you. Maybe it's not your time. But for me, it worked out. And at the end of the day, we emerged. But there was something that happened. When I emerged as a flag bearer of PDP, I always, even though sometimes I don't talk about this to anybody because I don't want my current party people to feel bad about it. But I'll say because I don't know when you are hearing this, some people might be listening to you, that will give them this kind of encouragement or motivation. When I march, I know the opposition party then for me was APC. Then I was in PDP. So, yeah, you know, these two parties sometimes they don't, when they want to, they don't do their primaries at the same time. All they do, one party wants to do first. So the other party wants to know who their opponent will, so that will prepare them. So when our party then PDP did first, and I imagine my constituency, and later on, one guy called me, do I know that the opposition party have brought their own son. Their own candidate was the APC state chairman then. And I said, my heart shook. Somebody else, a less known person, now I want to contest with the chairman's son, Lagos State, APC chairman's son. I said, God. Immediately I got that information, my mind just went straight to the Bible, because I believe so much in the Bible, and I believe, like I said, there's nothing God cannot do. I remember the story of David and Goliath. I smile. Oh my God, that's okay, fine, it's well. So I'm David. My opponent is Goliath. And as God will have it, the general election, I emerged. I did not just emerge, I emerged with, it was just God. The difference was too wide. So, but today, at a point, I'm a street guy. I like being on the street. So sometimes I try to get information from the streets. And the APC guy is there. All these boys on the street, you maybe call them out, but sometimes when you listen, it gets feelers and what. My boys, some other boys, they were fighting that. I say, your guy, blah, blah, blah. This your guy, don't worry, we'll show him next time. We never knew he has this kind of strength. Today, so don't worry. We are waiting for him in 2019. So, after I got, I said, okay. And when APC came up to win, you know that I know, my mind told me that, look, this man, it will be difficult for you if you still stay with. It's the best bet if you really want to serve, help yourself, help your people, the best bet is switch over party. So at a point with the assistance of we have a leader here then in this house, we call him Peperito. I know that you know Peperito, but it's late now. He was in Senate when he died. And I would say my leader now, who is Obasa, my speaker. So I encourage people like us to, if possible, if we want to join the APC, then we're 8 that we in this house were sent from PDP. So, the exception of one guy, the guy from Amu, who did not follow us to join APC, then by the end of the day also must start. So I thank God I took that decision. Whatever people will call it. The truth is that in politics, your interest is important. You will not see. The truth is that you also want to protect your interests and other people's interests. That is just it. So at the end of the day, I came to APC and they promised me a ticket and they gave me at the end of the day. And that is how today I'm sitting.
That is quite interesting and also inspiring. Your story is very inspiring. So now let us move away from your journey. Let's look at what has been achieved so far. Talking from your constituency down to the larger view of Lagos as a whole, the activities of the House of Assembly to the state development. Lagos for me is a blessed state. Blessed in the sense that, when you're a city that is cosmopolitan in nature, there are lots of other non-indigenous that are here in numbers, and they have really contributed so much to the development of this state. Lagos is because of other people that are here. That's just the truth. And if, like me from the east, the number of Igbos in Lagos State are massive. But less than 5% of them, less than 2% think about policies or politics
less than 2. In fact, let's say 1%, even half. The remaining ones are not that, just business. And naturally, where you typically woman wants to develop wherever he is. A typically woman, let's say 90% of them, that's their nature, wherever they want to. If at the point you even think they want to dominate you, that is theirs. It's in their gene. They want to develop. But you will not understand. You think he wants to take it from you. But it's his nature. He feels that where he is his home. So that's why if the Igbos, what they have in the East is for me is just 20% of what they have outside. So that is why even when they are talking about what will happen to what you have, your investment outside, what will happen to this? What will happen? At least we should be more intelligent than that and know what we want. Even when you have the experience of the past civil war, you should learn. We should learn. At least history is there to learn. Not something that happened to you before you want to repeat itself again. It will never help us. Yes. The truth is that typically women feel is being marginalized. Every other ethnic will also feel they are being marginalized. But yes, the truth is that also, I always see, for me, I believe that nothing is given to you on the platter of gold. You must show interest, you must show concern, you must struggle, make effort. When you make that effort, okay, the other person say, okay, you can allow them after all. They have not benefited like, oh, they have not been. But you cannot just put your hands and kimber and be waiting, say it's mine. There's no bad right in power tussle. There's never. No, but in fact, I was looking at AFCON, I was looking at Bobia. She over 30 years he has been there. Over. I remember when Ahmadu Ahidjo was the president of Cameroon. After he has been there till tomorrow, still want to be there. Yes. That's how power is. Nobody wants to leave it. I say you force the person out. No matter, even the democracy we are talking for 4 years, still if you watch the leaders, at times you want them, they find it very difficult. Let's say you have a very strong opposition or somebody wants to, and you see them, they bow down. That's mostly African nature. Let me not say it for local, but they have come from a long time, yes, where they are coming from. So for my people, you must know that you want to get this power. One cannot achieve it alone. Two, you must collaborate with other tribes and humble yourself before them. You see, this is one thing, Polo. If you're a proud person, nobody will give you power. Forget it. They say, oh, when we give this one now, tomorrow you will not tell us. You know, these are the things. You must work together and sell your idea. Let them have that confidence that you will not betray them, that you will not sell out, you will not also want to, even if they have made previous mistakes and you don't want to pay them back. If not, you cannot get their support. You can't come, you cannot get. That is it, because power is sweet. Even though yes, say power is transfer, yes, we know that, but the person that there will not even know that it's transfer until maybe the thing is off his feet. So for Lagos is a unique state, and that's why Lagos is the way it is. Like me, I always say I'm one of the beneficiaries of Lagos State. And the government of Lagos State has been, they are in quote, maybe because of the people who have powers, who are majority that are known as though Yorubas from other states that have been in Lagos for a while. Unlike what we are seeing now, we are in Lagos for Lagos. So, but I know that Lagos belongs to the Aworis and some other tribes from the Aworis. So you give it to them, it's their land. But one thing I know them for is that I said to also respect visitors, as long as you respect them and you work with them. In fact, my experience, people I contested against, some of them are Aworis. But I discovered that when you are good with them, there are people who trusted me more than themselves. That is just one thing. When you are good, they give it to you. And that is why Lagos, for me, is developing. Because they don't segregate. They allows you to mingle with them, survive in everything you want to do. They have always made Lagos different. And apart from that, the number of people, citizens, whether Yoruba or non-Yoruba, that lives in Lagos, they are citizens of Lagos State. They all live there, some of them. In fact, I told that if most of them pay that the tax net we are talking about, you can really harness the tax net in Lagos. Lagos don't need money elsewhere. Tax will be enough for Lagos development. But it's a process, gradually, because it's not so easy, except those are in formal sector. Those are informal sector, we need to also capture them in the net, the tax net, so that they can also give back something they are also enjoying in terms of infrastructure from Lagos State. So Lagos have been good. But in the House of Assembly, led by the management of the House, principal officers led by Udashu of Pasajai, who is the Speaker. And for me, second time now, he has been the Speaker with his team and all of us. Our philosophy is just that Lagosians, what can we give back to Lagosians? Whatever we are doing, let an ordinary Lagosians be the beneficiary. And that is why the House is the way it is. The House, one of the best houses you can think of as for assembly in Nigeria. In terms of understanding and work, don't see us quarrel up openly in this house. You can't. Forget whatever social media be writing. We don't. I don't know now. We don't have our own differences, but with the experienced hands we have here, they always manage. Being with are relatively new. There are some other new people. There are people that are here that have been here 4 times, 5 times. So what you that just come, what do you want to show them that you know? So they will give you all that training. And one thing with lawmaking, the more you are in the system, the more you become a better lawmaker. Because when you have people that you just train and they fall by the wayside, you have lost a lot. Because training a lawmaker is very expensive, sometimes abroad, sometimes internally. And you know, when you go for immediately, you don't enjoy the output immediately. It's later on, thing will sing with you, and you can now give back to the society. That is why it's not always good. Like I've discovered in every state of assembly, the people that comes in and people that always remain, the people that always remain are always more. People that are coming are just, let's say 10% out of, okay, let's say 20%, or at most 30% out of what you have. That's why I talk about stability. So even as a newcomer, you cannot create anything that can shake the system. You cannot, because there are major projects that are there already that can always control you. That is how, yes, that's what I have seen. Stability, understanding is always there. Because the new house are always very few than the old house. So what do you want to tell them? To lecture you. When you have, okay, it's out of a house of 40, you have new people, less than 15. What can you do about the other 25 that is there? So your population of people that are always there are more. And that is why you always have, and they have loyalty. When you talk about, well, we taught how to be loyal in this house to the power that be. Forget whatever. That does not mean we dance to the tune of the leaders all the time. But the issue is that in governance, in politics, loyalty is number one. You must be loyal to your leader, or be loyal to the system, or be loyal to whoever that is supporting you, the system. Because whatever that happens will also affect the society, governance of the state, and obstruct a lot of things in the system, and nobody will be happy. Okay. So, Lagos State Assembly is outstanding, and I have been good. However, you know, in everything, leadership matters. So, I'll give it to the Right Honorable Dr. Hon Jude Emeka and his team and Ashwari Bola Ahmed Tinubu. For him, does not play with the House of Assembly. For him, he may play with the Senate, but the House of Assembly, for him, is very key. Because he knows that the House makes the law, If you don't make good law, there's a problem. If you don't make good law, which one will the executive execute is a problem. Which one will the judiciary interpret? So it is very key that the House bring out laws that will suit the negotiators.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Jude Emeka Idimogu, for your time. We appreciate all these things you've told us today. We hope that if we call on you next time, you'll oblige us.
It's my pleasure. You're welcome.
This is DG Vision Network.